It is Thursday, the February the 13th. I have to check my date there on the iPad there. My name is Alisa Tilsner. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and I go live every Thursday morning for some live card making, usually whatever pops out of my head. But today I do have a semi-plan. Yay! I'm sort of half organised. So I don't know whether you've seen it. I know some of you have seen it. If you're on my newsletter list, you would have gotten this last week. But last week I created a custom chat GPT. So it's an AI tool and it is called the Color Companion. So I'm going to give you a quick flick, like a couple of screenshots of what's been going on with it. Well, I'll do that straight away. So you can get this for free. Just bear with me while I figure out where I'm supposed to be going. So this is what it looks like. So when you head on over to my blog, which is alisatilsner.com, it's on the screen there, and you hit the subscribe button, it will take you to the Card Companion because it is free for you when you join my newsletter. And what it is a tool where you can ask it to help you choose colors. So if you struggle with color choices and what color combinations and stuff to put through, this is a super cool tool. So you can ask it to give you a random 3 color palette. You can just click the button. You can click any of those buttons and it'll give you an answer, or you can go in and you can ask it and you can say maybe you want a 4 color color palette or a 2 color, or you can say, look, I want 4 colors that are great for Easter, or I want an unusual color combination for Christmas or something like that. So you can just pop in whatever ones you like, and or you could say, I had a friend of mine test it out and she put in that she wanted an elegant masculine card, so it gave her some colors to choose from for that. So it is really cool. It's really fun. So I know that some of you have been playing with it and have been having a lot of fun with it already. So, but one thing that I did do, and I'm just going to bring up the next screen, is I actually took a screenshot of one of the stamp sets that we have, which is the Everyday You and Me. I'll show you this one in a second. And I asked it, oops, I'm not sure whether you can see it, my alisatilsner.com thing sitting over it, but I said to it, are you able to suggest a color combination that would work with this stamp set? And it pumped out You and Me stamp set. I'd recommend a romantic and uplifting color palette that complements sentiments and floral designs. Here's a 3 color combination using current Stampin' Up! Colors. So it's chosen Petal Pink, a soft, delicate pink, perfect for roses and warm, loving vibe. Misty Moonlight, a tranquil blue to add depth and elegance to the design, and gold foil, so a metallic touch to bring in some shimmer and make the card feel extra special. The combination balances warmth, sophistication, and a touch of sparkle, ideal for for the heartfelt project. And then it will say, would you like any more suggestions? So you could then go and say, well, I want 4 colors. I don't want 3, or I only want 2 colors, or, you know, or maybe I want my leaves to be green. Can you give me another suggestion that works around green leaves or stuff like that? So it's a pretty cool little tool. And so they're the colors that we're going to play with today. So let me get around my chat. Hey, Jane, how you going? Holidaying in Robe. I hope the cool change has hit you over in Robe, but it is cooler here today. It's actually blowing a gale here today. So yucky. Okay, so like I said, we're going to color it. We're going to use that stamp set that I actually plugged into the Color Companion. So if you want the Color Companion, head on over to alisatilsner.com and you just go to the subscribe button and you can sign up. You do need to have a Chat GPT account, but it is free and you can use it for free as well. So this is the stamp set that we are using, and it's actually in the scrapbooking range because there is an Everyday You and Me scrapbooking kit that goes with it, and I have yet to cut and assemble this one, but so hopefully I will be able to get onto that later on this month. Good morning, Deb. How you going? Okay, so I'm going to use that. This one does have a set of dies that go with them, but seriously, they are super easy to fussy cut. So that's up to you whether you buy the dies that go with them or not. And then I've pulled out the Distress Tile embossing folder, and I also have the everyday arches because I'm going to do a little interesting label for that one as well. Okay, so the colors that the color companion chose for me is Misty Moonlight and Petal Pink. My Petal Pink label is getting a little bit washed out there, and also gold. So I am going to do a little bit of gold embossing. I had decided already to stamp and cut out some roses just so that I wasn't, you know, doing that mundane stuff on screen. So I've used the big one here. Images are bigger than what they are on the cover, so don't be tricked by that as well. And then I used one of these ones here. These two are the same size but different shapes. So I've got them as well. So I've done them. Let's get some leaves happening because I didn't get time to do them. So we will looking for my sheet. So I thought we've got to put some gold in here somewhere, right? So I am going to do gold embossing. So, and I've got some gold foil as well. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use that. I did have a quick thought before I jumped on live, so we'll see what happens. Gee, it must be a very slow morning this morning. It's not too many people joining. I hope that all my notifications, oh, you know what, I'm going to do that straight away because I can't actually see where I am. Let's do that. Make sure there's no, I think I only want 2. I think maybe I should do 3 just in case. Oops. Always do 1 extra in case you go, oh, wait a minute, I do want 1 more. And I think I might need another piece of card because I don't know. Oh, yes, I could keep it in there. Could do it. All right, let's get that last one on there. Everyone's very quiet today. I'm going to put it a little bit closer towards the top, I think. Oh, jeepers, I think I just went off the card. No, I didn't. Thank goodness for that. Okay. Gosh, it is so windy out there. I can tell it's bin day today. I can tell that I'm going to have to go chasing it down the street if I don't get it in pretty quick. All right. Let's go. Now, are we... That's okay. I'm not gonna stress. I was going to say, maybe I'm not live in every places, but that's okay. Maybe it's just one of those days. Okay, so let's get that embossed. I'm going to grab my tweezers wherever they are. Oh, there they are. And let's get these embossed. Whoops. So yes, if you, I've got Jane and Deborah saying hello. So have you guys played with the Color Companion yet? The AI tool. It's so exciting. I was so happy to, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to try this. And actually one of my teenies, she tried it. She wanted to make a gender neutral babies card because they're not doing a reveal. So we used to, I remember my mum when she would make knit baby clothes and stuff. It'd always be like in soft yellows and you know, soft greens and stuff, and it did pull up some beautiful soft colors for her. Hey Del, how you going? I know Facebook's working as well. Anyway, it pulled up a rainbow for her as well, and it did the really bright rainbows. And then I also gave her a soft pastel rainbow, and I don't know what I'm looking for. Dyes, that's what I'm looking for. I hadn't ever thought about doing a rainbow in soft pastel colors. And I thought, no, not that one. I thought that was, because they both got every day starting with it. I just looked at everyday arches and everyday you and me. Yeah, so I I think it's that one. I hadn't ever thought about a pastel rainbow, but it gave her a beautiful set of color combinations to use for it. And I've only made it, like when I designed it, it's only using current Stampin' Up colors as well. So there's no retired colors in there. So I suppose I could go and put in the retired, ask it to start, you know, asking about retired colors, but okay. So apologies that you've got to sit through this for the moment. So Jane says not yet, but she's going to give it a go. Well, let's see how this card turns out first, because that's one thing that I hadn't done yet, is actually create a card with the colors that it suggested. Whoop, those are my flowers. I'll be like, later on, I'll be like, where's that flower gone? So this is the first card that I've actually made with the color choices that it's given me. But I thought it was pretty cool that you could actually upload a stamp set and go, hey, what do you think I should use for this? I'm discovering more and more things for it. Okay, and the last one, just in case I need it. So we never know how it's going to turn out. All right. There we go. Rightio. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Now, I think because of the way that the sentiments are, and the sentiments are a little bit unusual in this stamp set because they are more designed to be with scrapbooking than, actually I'm going to need you, more designed to go with scrapbooking rather than card making. But I think you could do some pretty cool projects with this. Hey, Chris, how you going? So, and I thought, well, I was thinking about it and I thought, oh, I should use a different sentiment. But then I thought, well, it's pulled up the colors for me for a nice, soft, romantic type of card. And then I thought, being Valentine's Day tomorrow, you could actually use this as a Valentine's card, because, you know, if you're giving your loved one, and I'm talking about your partner, not just friendship Valentines, but, you know, you could be better together, or you could be loving every moment, or, you know, you're bringing me so much joy. So I thought, well, you know, that's perhaps not a bad idea. So we're going to use better together. And what I want to do is, it's quite a large sentiment. It's on, so you can see it that way. So it's quite a you know, a nice chunky large sentiment. It's got a beautiful font to it, and I thought that I would try something a little different in terms, no, that's the everyday. I'm putting that aside because I keep pulling up the wrong everyday. So I thought I might try, I was going to pull out the countryside corners, and then I thought, no, let's try something a little bit different. So I've got one of the arch dies here, and what I'm going to do is just pop in, nope, I've got to go that way. I'm going to pop in my cardstock. So I want sort of like a capsule size type of thing. So I'm popping that in. And what I'm going to do is, you need to go over the top of the back and under the front. Okay, so, and then get it nicely lined up. And then what we're going to do is just run it in there and then back. So you're not actually going to get any of the dots from the side, but you will get it from that end there. Okay, and then I'm not sure how long I want this to be, so let's get it stamped, and that's why I think this card is going to have to be a landscape card. So I'm going to do it in Misty Moonlight. I have got myself a new Misty Moonlight ink pad because this one's a little bit weird. But I haven't opened it yet because I thought for this particular stamp set, if your ink pad is too juicy, all the detail in these roses, like all the white space in these roses, become full. So you do need a fairly dry ink pad to get a really good impression out of those roses. So I'm just going to sit up and over. Hey, Cynthia, I'm just going to line that up, and I'm just going to sit up a little bit higher in my chair so I can see where I'm going, because I don't normally stamp straight onto, like I will do my sentiment, I will often, stamp it on scrap and then cut it out. So stamping straight onto the panel is a wee bit different to what I normally work. Isn't that just a really beautiful font? I just think it's beautiful. So my fingers out of the way on that. Right, so now what I'm going to do is just let that dry a little bit before I go ruining it. And I was thinking I might put a little cluster of the flowers at the bottom here. So I do want to leave a little bit of white space there. So again, oops, don't cut on that one. Put you back. Goodness me. So again, I'm going to come under. So under the curve and over the back bit that I don't want to be cut. And I am going to leave a little bit of space there as well, just so that I can put a flower on that corner. I'll probably put flowers underneath and then over the top of this one. So then we've got that little capsule shape going on. There we go. And if I don't like that, I can always come back and trim a little bit more off. So again, just, oh, have I got enough plate? Just enough to go through the cut and then come back out. Because if you go, I did actually try it because I've not done this before, so I thought I better try it first before doing it live. If you go all the way through, you are going to end up with the impression of that line on the back there, and you don't want that. So there we go. There's our little capsule. I'm going to call it a capsule. It's like a capsule. We'll call it that. Okay, so let's get this put away. And I am predominantly working on white again, your way. Okay, so I have pulled out also the timeless distressed tile embossing folder. I thought that one might work well with this. I reckon I'm going to put these on the floor, I think. Okay, because I think that the exposed brick would also work really, really well for that. Like that, Cynthia? Oh, awesome. Okay, so what I normally start doing is just start figuring out where I sort of want things. So I want to be able to see a fair bit of my flowers still. Oh, they are really big. Maybe they're too big. We'll have to pop some under here as well. And we'll pop one. Now the dies on this one are really tricky. I thought I had lined up the die correctly, and then I realized I had the wrong die. So this one is going to tuck underneath and pretend that that didn't ever happen. And then we've got some of our gold leaves. And it's probably a good thing I did the 3. Let's pop you in there, sort of hide that little bit there, and then we'll decide what to do, because everything is changeable until stuck down. So anyway, something similar like going on like that. So let's get this panel embossed, because it definitely needs something. And I'm going to need the big machine for this one. So just get rid of everything that's on the floor. Oh, and grab this one. And this one is a 3D folder, so we need the grey plate. And I definitely think it needs to be a landscape. I don't think I could do a portrait unless I cut that sentiment right down. So, oops, underneath. So I'm just sitting here looking at it while I'm doing this, thinking, what else am I going to do to it? It needs obviously more There we go. There's that. They're going on. That'll change the look of it, but I need more. So I've got a few little ideas brewing. Oops. But I won't need you anymore. Oh. Okay. So I've got some ideas brewing. I think what I might do is give this corner a bit of a real dag. So that'll be that top corner there. Really rough it up and wrinkle it and like really, really squish it together. And then I've got on the floor, because my bag broke, just as who's got bags of foil like this? Because you keep everything, and then my bag broke. It's like, oh man. But you know what? And the reason why we keep everything is because, whoops, that little falling on the floor, because that little edge there might be just the perfect size to tuck behind something. That's why we keep them. Look at that. That will be the perfect size, and if I had thrown that away, I wouldn't have that. And I've got 3 bags of half falling down. I need to get rid of those bags and condense and reshape, and let's snip those little edges off because and I'm not keeping those. That's just going beyond. Although if you did a shaker card, you could have all sorts of little things in there, right? All right. So that is going to see, and this is the annoying part, is that when we keep building things up. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of gold showing up in that top corner. Let's squash you down, and then we'll just throw these guys back on because I know that I'm going to be on and off, on and off. So you guys there, you can go there. These flowers are huge. They are big, so they will be perfect for your scrapbooking, because I saw a little conversation somewhere the other day, and they were talking about how at the moment our stamps aren't really, because you're working on such a big 12 by 12, the stamps aren't really designed to be on a 12 by 12. They just sort of just don't fit with the sizing, but these are huge, so they will be good for scrapbooking. All right, so we've got a little bit of gold showing up there in the corner, and then I think what I might like is to have a little bit of gold showing on either side of that panel there as well. So let me get that going. Oh, and I also want to say that when you sign up to my newsletter as well, you also get, so not only do you get the color companion to start with, you will also, that's not what I wanted to measure, I wanted to measure that. You also will get the instruction, the written instructions, and you will also get all the measurements and everything in inches and in centimeters. And I'm just trying to work myself out here. Just thinking which way is going to save me gold. Right, let's do 2 strips. And then I've got some other little things that I share. So here we go. All right, so let's pop a little bit of gold behind here, and keeping those little bits, they might come in handy somewhere. Which one's straight? This one's straight, I think. Yeah, that one's straight. Okay, and we'll pop a little bit behind this one. That way you only have to use a smaller amount. There we go. Something like that. And then, of course, I've got some twine and everything else, so I'll leave that. I don't have any of that. Shannon is saying, what about using some of the gold open weave ribbon behind? I don't have any gold open weave ribbon, but that would look pretty cool. All looped up and crunched up, and that would look pretty cool. But I don't buy a lot of ribbon. I tend not to use a whole heap of it anymore, but I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to put some. All right, let me get myself cleaned up, out of the way. Rightio, let's start assembling. So I'm going to pop these guys behind. Okay, and let's get them. So make sure that they're nice and straight. We just want a little bit showing. Oops. There we go. See, and then it starts making it easier when we start layering all these flowers. Might have too many flowers. I may not need that one there. We'll see. Okay, let's get this little corner of gold stuck down, and I'm going to stick it to the card front rather than try and stick it behind here to start with. I'm just going to make sure that I've got my layering where it's roughly going to be. Okay, you could put it, actually let's put it right up in the top corner. It's not stuck down completely, but let's see what, because I've got one side longer than the other. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's do that. Let's just be different. Okay. And I will put a little bit behind there so it doesn't flop around. And let's just put it everywhere. Okay. We'll get this one stuck down. Give it a little bit of a slide. Okay, let's scrunch you down a little bit more. Awesome. Cool. Okay, now it's going to make it easier for when we want to try and figure these guys out. Because they are too big. If I suppose I could. Let's do, okay, I'm going to do something else that I don't normally do. I'm going to just grab a big piece of this. This is the foam adhesive sheets, and I'm just going to grab a couple of bigger pieces of this. Okay, let's try that, because that way we can get this bit down and we can fluff around with leaves and flowers. May have to cut some of the leaves and flowers to make them fit, but I do prefer, rather than stick things down and then stick this over the top, I do prefer to stick, in some instances, I do prefer to stick my focal image, and this is my focal image, down first, and then do all my little bits of arranging behind it. Maybe that's why I struggle so much with it sometimes. Maybe if I just chucked it all down and then covered up whatever mess I make, it would be easier. All right, so let's do our better together. Now, going back to my calligraphy days, we were always taught to pop our little saying that we were doing more towards the top than the bottom for aesthetic reasons. So I'm just going to make this a little bit higher than center, and we'll pop that down. So now I should be able to go, yep, I'm going to have to cut little bits off. So get them in the direction that you want, and then just give that a little bit of a snip and hide them, tuck them under. There's our leaf. Okay, I might not even use that one. I might just use two down here. So we'll give that one. These roses do have a little bit of a direction in which way they go, so just bear that in mind as well. And I think I want to pick the good ones out, don't pick the bad ones. Better together. Maybe we'll put some fluff behind you, and then pop this one under here as well. Something like that, just a fairly simple, because if you are giving it to your male husband, partner, you don't necessarily want to be over the top either. So, oh, my belly is rumbling. All right, so that's how I'm going to have it, I think. Just a fairly elegant, simple card. All right. Get my mess out the way, get these guys out the way. Okay, so let's pop these down. And again, I sort of still work from like shoving things under. So I'm just going to stick adhesive down in the middle of that, and then I can bring this in. And I only stick adhesive just down the center of it as well, so that I can shove that one under, and then also I can bend these leaves up a little bit to give it a bit of dimension. Okay, we'll do these bottom ones. Hey Sarah, how you going? So again, I just pop a little bit, bring this along. So it doesn't get a whole lot of adhesive. We'll bring you up that way, stick you down. Oh, I think I'm needing a new casing. Every time I press down on that, it splits open. And we'll pop you between. And the good thing is that if you don't use a whole stack of adhesive, you can actually pull it apart. So I'm going to bring you along a little bit further. Give these guys a little bit more breathing space, and then whoops, that way I can see a bit more of it when I pop that leaf underneath. And that is hanging off a little bit, but my cards are usually a little bit smaller than everybody else's lengthwise, so it'll still fit in the envelope. I'm not going to be too fussed. Okay, so with this guy, I'm going to stick down my leaf to the rose. Make sure you get your rose in the position that you want it, and then let's give this one a little bit of thread treatment from behind. So I think it's chosen a pretty good I think it's chosen a reasonable color scheme, don't you think? If you're just joining in, I'm just going to show you. I've used the color companion, which I created in where is it? Bear with me. So I created the color companion, which is an AI powered tool via ChatGPT, so that you can go in and ask it to pick whatever color combinations you fancy. And then what I did was I popped in the stamp set. I took a screenshot of it and I said, can you come up with some colors for me for this card? And it came up with Petal Pink, Misty Moonlight, and Gold Foil. Gave me a little bit of a detail about each of the colors and why that they would look really nice together. And so that's what we're going for, a romantic and uplifting theme. So that's what we're going for. So whoops. So hopefully we're getting that vibe. All right, so let's do, actually, you know what, for this one I think I might do, normally I just sort of, you know, zip it up and down, but for this one I'm going to do the little figure 8 thing. So holding it between, and I only need a small one, I don't need a real big one, so just between my 2 fingers. And what I normally do is just go backwards and forwards a few times in a figure 8 crisscrossing fashion, and then I will snip that off and grab it in the center there. I'm not fussed whether I get little stringies off, but get my fingers out. I'm used to like spreading them a little bit wider than that, and then I just normally stick that mess down, come around the front, and then just sort of stick it where it needs to go, spread the little loops out wherever I fancy them. So you can have a little tail hanging out. With this one, I'll just trim that off a little bit, but you can actually pinch and fray the ends of them as well. So that'll give it another little bit of a textured feel to the card without, you know, adding extra stuff. And then what we'll do is it'll go over the sentiment a little bit, but that's okay. I used to get a little bit, you know, like, oh, you can't cover up things, but you know, now I tend to not worry. Okay, so we'll grab dimensionals, And we'll pop them just on the back of the flower, not the leaf side, because the leaf will hang off. Okay, and we'll pop you a little bit up there. Okay, and then I think we need a little bit of, well, I know that we've got bling in that respect, but I think we need some more bling. And I have gotten recently, oh, and don't let me forget to show you, I have got 2 new kits that I want to open up with you. I'm not going to create them, but I do want to open them up. But I did get some antique, oh, they're big, antique pearls. So I thought maybe they will go well. They're a little bit on the ivory side rather than being like an iridescent pearl, which is white. These ones are a little bit on the creamier side. So have you noticed, do you know what? And I know a lot of you do this. A lot of you will open your packets, turn the packets around so that when you open them, they are at the bottom. Now, this is a brand new packet and I have not opened it, and I didn't have to take them out and turn them around. Oh, winning. Are they hearing us? Okay, so I could either put my pearls in the middle of the flowers, or I could just pop them around my sentiment, which I think is what I might do. So we've got 3 sizes. Oh, these are pretty. 3 sizes of pearls. Here's the next size. So, oops, just we might just pop them on the flower here. Sometimes I just don't know, and if they get in the way of my triangle that I like to do, so they're just going to go on that rose. I don't care. So that's cool. The only thing I did was turn it around because I like my flap open that way and then pull them out. They'll get there. Maybe they'll figure it out eventually if we keep telling them. Okay, so there is my very simple card. I think it fits the vibe of, you could give that as a Valentine's Day card. You could pop in to the sentiment inside if you wanted to. You could pop love every moment, and then you can, you know, perhaps say to your husband or partner, you know, how you're better together and you'll love every moment with him or something like that. I don't know, you can get soppy if you want to. But so anyway, I think that color palette is quite cool. I think that that's probably a success for the color companion. So I'm going to have to play with it a little bit more. Like I said, this is the first card that I've actually created using the colors it's pulled out. Sharon, one of my other team members, she created a card using the colors that she pulled out. I shared that last week as well. So if you are after it, make sure you head on over to alisatilsner.com to get that. Okay, now, before I go quickly, I'm not going to make them. I just want to show you these. There are 2 new kits this month, and normally I will not. Sometimes I'll buy one, but very, very rarely have I bought both kits. So I just wanted to show you. Look, there's my hair in there. All I've done is open this packet. I haven't actually opened them. But these ones are really lovely by the looks. Let me just open the packet, and I can already see these cute little ladybird embellishments. I don't want to spend too much time on them this time. I'll get them made up and then I'll share them. So check them out. How cute are those little ladybird? And it's like got a real retro feel to them as well. So like there's your bases, there's your other bases. Oh, there's more bases. Oh, have a look at these die cuts. Wow. Love the color combo. So it's got a real retro feel to them. Love them. Okay, so I will get them made up so that you can see what they look like, because they always look better in person, I think. All right, so there's the first one. And that one is a no stamping one. So I think that one was $25. Don't quote me on these. And this one has got stamping elements. And this one is, oh, that one is called, wait, that one is called So Much to Celebrate. So I haven't checked. I'm assuming that they're still available because they're so cool. And this one is called Heirloom Arrangements. So let's open this one up. This one's got a whole lot more stuff in it. We've got a pecan pie dot with spot, I should say. We've got a little stamp set that's got a butterfly. We've got some texture. What do they say? Thankful and grateful. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you for you. And something else I can't read. Oh, if I feel lucky to have you. And then of course you get all of this. But this is what's different, is that these you can go for it and create whatever you want, because there is, you get to, all right, so all of that stuff. Get your envelopes, which have got really interesting, that's inside the flap, so you've got a little bit of texture on the inside as well. Card bases. Right. So card bases with texture on them in different colors. But this is the cool thing. Have a look at all of this, these little pop out ephemera pieces. So, and then we've got more card bases. More card bases. Check these out. So if you really love this type of look, then you are going to love, oh my goodness, you are going to love these. More card bases. Okay, so gorgeous. Oh my lordy. See, this is why sometimes you need to see things in person. This is a sheet of vellum. Wow. That is gorgeous. And then, of course, we've got more. Wow. Okay, and then apparently you can just really go and mix and match. You can follow what's on the instructions. I'll grab them in a second. Butterflies, tags, flowers. See, I can see, I don't call myself a scrapbooker, but I can actually see these being utilized for scrapbooking pages as well, especially if you're a garden person. Okay, and then you've got okay, so you can follow their plan exactly, just sort of mix and match if you want, or you can create your own. But I'll try and bring that up so you can see what they look like, because they are just a really super pretty, delightful kit, this one. So this one is a little bit more expensive because it has got so much more in it. It's got the stamps and the ink and all that sort of thing. So there you go. I will not worry about packing this up. I'm just going to have a little closer look at it, because this is my first look. And yeah, Michelle says, good morning, loving this kit. I know, it's so pretty. So I'm going to have to start getting into it and having a little bit of a play, I think. I don't want to put it away and go and do work. So thank you very much for joining me this week. I hope you liked the colour pick from the Colour Companion. Like I said, it is free. Go to my blog, which is alisatilsner.com. Where's my hands? There. Right there, and hit the subscribe button. It will take you to the page where you can grab it. It is you do need to have a free chat GPT for it to work, but it's free, and it's a lot of fun. And I would love to see if you have asked it some color combinations. Love for you to share them with me. Take a screenshot of what it suggested and show me. And if you go ahead and create using the color combination that it gives you, I would also love to see that. So I might actually, if you want, you can email them to me or message them to me or anything like that. And I might even start sharing them in our weekly newsletter. So that would be fun. So you might get your cards featured in my newsletter. So excellent. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now, and we will catch you again this time next week. Have an awesome weekend. I hope it's a lot cooler for you if you're in Australia, and I hope it's a little bit warmer for you if you're in the US and the UK. So we'll get to the point where the seasons sort of chill for a little bit before the next wave comes in, right? Before we get freezing cold winter and you guys get stinking hot summers. Yeah. Okay, well, take care and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.